Hi everyone, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching me from, okay? So this is Real Estate Matters with the Lady Billionaire Realtor. Welcome, how was your day? Hope you had a beautiful day. Okay, oh thank you, Tony Evergreen. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I can see you all. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to another edition of Real Estate Matters with the Lady Billionaire Realtor. So last week we could not hold the live section because I had one of my clients came into town, and so I had a meeting with him, and so I was held up in traffic. Every one of us know what's happening from the second toll gate down to VGC because of the construction that is going on there. Oh, thank you, Martina Holmes. Thank you for your support always. Okay, and so I was trapped in traffic. In fact, I got home past 10, and so we could not hold the live section last week. Okay, and so today, thank God, we are holding the section today. Okay, so this is Real Estate Matters with the Lead Billionaire Realtor, where we talk about real estate, generally the market, the Nigerian market, the Lekki, Aja, Ikoyi, Ibetuleki, Ekwe. I will talk about real estate basically, so that you could have enough knowledge. So when you want to make a purchase, you want to go into real estate, you can have an informed decision and make the right decision. So that's why we have Real Estate Matters with the Lady Billionaire Realtor. Okay, and so today we'll be talking about a very, very important topic. In fact, I have a lot of life experiences with regards to this topic, and I think it's something that everybody needs to listen to. Okay, if you join us live, if you watch it from our YouTube, because I'm going to post it on our YouTube channel, please kindly share this video. It is very, very important. You know, it means a great deal to me, and I'm sure it's going to help a whole lot of people. Okay, so we're just going to start right about now. So our topic today is why now is the best time to invest in real estate. Why now? Okay, why should you invest now in real estate? It's a very important topic. Thank you for joining, Da Silva. I can see you. Thank you. Okay, investing in real estate might seem complicated, but the benefits far exceed any speed bumps you might run into. You know, at times it seems like in terms of the fund, it is capital intensive. You know, the whole process can be, overwhelming at times. But the truth is, investing in real estate is one of the best choice you can ever make. Okay, and so we're going to be seeing why now. Why should you invest in real estate now? You know, real estate has shown to be a major form of wealth creation over the years. Okay, on the 19th of this month, I posted, I think I didn't post it on my timeline. It was on my, I think I posted it on my LinkedIn, on my Facebook, and also my WhatsApp and all my status, WhatsApp status, Facebook and Instagram status. It was the headline for Business Day newspaper on the 19th of November. You can look out for that, paper and read through. The headline said, it said, real estate emerges world's most popular store of wealth. So apart from the fact that it has other benefits, we have seen over the years that real estate is a form of wealth creation. You see, that's why anybody who has a property is called landlord. He is a lord. And so that tells you something. And apart from the fact that you are a landlord over a property, you see that if you check majority of the wealthy people, If you begin to look at their assets and their, when they begin to check their worth, their assets most times is worth more than their cash in hand or cash at the bank. What does that tell you? Real estate is a form of wealth creation, and we have seen that in several instances over and over again. Okay, so we begin to look at, the benefit, why you should invest in real estate now. Why is now the time to invest in real estate? Apart from the fact that it's a means of wealth creation, it's also a form of security. As we begin to go through the amazing benefit and the reason why you should invest now in real estate, you begin to see why, it is a wealth creation and it's also a security in the future. Okay, so we'll start with number one, passive income. Passive income. Passive income could be in form of rentals. Okay, you have a property, you're either using it for, annual rent or short stay. Okay, the short stay is very common now. We have a lot of short let homes as well. Other people call it Airbnb. It's the same thing, short stay or rentals. You see that the income, it continues to come. You see, over the years, even our parents, when they retired, even though they would have done more, because they had, at that time, the naira was still very good, the economy was still very good, even though people were complaining at that time. Okay? And so, a lot of them have houses and they put tenants there. And you see that majority of us, the proceeds from that rent was what was used to pay our fees. So you enjoy passive income when you invest in real estate. Okay, like we saw during the pandemic just came last year and it just shut down nations. A lot of countries closed down. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of businesses closed down. But everybody, there was lockdown and everybody were somewhere. Thank you for joining, Carrie's, I really appreciate. Thank you, Carrie's Beauty. There was lockdown and it was a compulsory holiday for everybody to sit at home. Are we saying everybody owned the houses they were? The landlords were still collecting their money, despite the fact that there was a lockdown, despite the fact that people lost their jobs, despite the fact that you can't tell your landlord any story. So that tells you the importance of investing in real estate. As a matter of fact, if you do not have a property that gives you income regularly, it is time for you to start considering a rental income property. You could either do an annual basis or a short, also known as short let home, short stay. Okay, so we see from the experiences, real life experiences, last year, just 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic came, in fact, in Nigeria, we also experienced a lockdown. Everybody was compulsorily at home. And so, even though offices were closed, business places were closed, the landlord did not stop collecting their money. Even if maybe, for instance, your rent expired at that time, you will just plead with your landlord, please, sir, because of the pandemic, but you are still going to pay. So investing in real estate, it serves as, in a situation whereby, for instance, you lose your job, for instance, your business closed, for instance, like the lockdown we experienced, you still get income. Landlords were collecting money despite the lockdown. So it is important to invest in real estate because of passive income. You enjoy that when you invest in real estate. Okay, so we'll go further. So number 2, real estate always appreciates. Real estate always appreciates. Especially when you get the location right, because I will always emphasize location, because apart from the fact that, you have the property, if you have the property in a wrong location, it might be difficult to sell it. if you want to sell the property, or in terms of value appreciation, it might be very slow if you get the location wrong. So, but if you get the location right, there are so many indices. If you watch my previous live section, it's right here in my YouTube, it's right here in my Instagram. You see all the things you should look out for when you want to buy a property. And so real estate always appreciates in value. And so if you put your money in real estate, at the worst that can happen when you invest in real estate, you sell it for the amount you bought it. Okay? You don't see real estate crashing. It's always on the increase. It's always appreciating. Because as far as we have bets, we have more bet rate than debt rate. So we have people who want to live in houses. So there's always the demand for real estate. So it always appreciates. And that's why you see that a property that was sold, a land that was sold for maybe 10 million some years ago, some 5 years ago, is now worth almost 30-something million. And you begin to wonder, how did that happen? Okay, real estate always appreciates. Okay, so as time passes, the property begins to appreciate in value. Either it's a land or a house, it's always not the same amount. I'll take, for instance, our Lavadia series, 2019, when we started selling, we sold at 30 million. The current value is about 63.2 million for that house. That's within a space of almost 2 years. So you see that almost 100% on that property. So not just land. Real estate will always appreciate. So it is important to invest in real estate now because it's always appreciates. There's always room for appreciation, especially if you get the location right. Okay, number 3, leverage on promos. Okay, leverage on promos. You know, when you want to invest in real estate, because it's capital intensive, most times you might not have the bulk money, to buy into certain houses that you might want to buy. But you can leverage on, promos, discounts. Like for instance, now we're currently running a promo on our apartment at Oakley series that's owned by one of our partners, the Landway brand. We're currently running a 5% discount. So you can leverage on things like that. Recently, we did Black Friday sales and there was 2 million discount. You can leverage on that to buy into properties and just make a deposit. You can leverage on pre-launch sales. For instance, when we started selling the Lagoon Front Estate, as a matter of fact, from tomorrow, 1st of December, the price is reviewed upwards to 10 million from 7.5 million from tomorrow. Okay, when we started selling Lagoon Front, it was selling for 5 million naira. That was the pre-launch price. And how much did you need to, key in? It was just 500,000 naira. So you can leverage. There's so many ways to just leverage on real estate. And even if you're buying houses, the deposit is usually small, so you can easily come up with it, put some money together, plan for it, because you have to plan for it. Most times you don't get that money in bulk. Begin to save towards your initial deposit. So real estate provides that platform. We have promos, we have pre-launch sales, we have the initial deposit that is usually 10%, 20%, 30%. It depends on the company. So you can leverage on, promos to buy into real estate and sell at a higher price, when the project is ready. Like I mentioned earlier about our 3-bedroom terrace that we sold in 2019 for 30 million, and it's now selling for, I think 2019 and 2020, we sold it for 30 million, and the current value is now 63.2 million naira. At that time, we were even taking initial deposit of 1 million naira at that time. And so people who saw ahead, who looked beyond what they were seeing, they trusted the process and they just got 1 million and keyed in. So there are so many ways you can leverage on buying real estate. Okay, so let's go further. Real estate is a great retirement plan. Investing in real estate, it is an excellent retirement plan. a lot of us, a lot of people who are in their 60s, 70s, you see that most of them who have retired, they don't really have so much around. What they just have is the property that they've invested in. Because recently I was listening to Jimmy Disu, one of his programs, and he invited a pensioner who was a teacher, and she said her pension is 8,000 naira. I think that was like 2 months ago in September. Her pension a month is 8,000 naira. So you can imagine if that was what she's relying on to live, to take care of herself. She has retired. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate. Thank you. I can see you all. Okay, you can imagine if that's all that she has to take care of herself. A pint of beans is about 3,500 naira. Rice, I don't know how much is sold. I buy in bag. I think like 3,000 or thereabout. So you can imagine trying to live on 8,000 naira. That's not enough. So investing in real estate now is a perfect retirement plan. A lot of people are not planning for their retirement. And, it's like what happened with the days of our parents is beginning to repeat itself. Investing in you can invest in real estate. I have a client. He's in his 60s, late 60s. He's retired. And he told me, Mercy, I have a lot of properties. He's still buying. Okay? He's still buying. He said, this one that we are buying now, we are buying for our grandchildren. So his retirement is settled. He's not going to be waiting for, my children have not sent money. Maybe I should call him. Are you people not going to send money to me today, this month? His retirement is settled. He's even planning for his grandchildren. He tells me, Mercy, this one that I'm buying, we're just buying it for grandchildren. We started early. Because he has a group of friends, old boys. They even have a WhatsApp group. So they suggest properties, investments from time to time, and every one of them plug in. They look for a payment plan, and they've been doing that for a long time. And so he said, my retirement is settled. I have a lot of investment that I've put in place. So investing in real estate now is a good retirement plan. If you have not started investing in real estate, it is time for you to start now. Yesterday I was chatting with some people, and somebody told me that I already have 6 properties. Well, what will I don't even know what to do with them. It is never too much. Thank you for joining, a young princess. I really appreciate. You don't have too many properties. Yes, you might say, you don't have to be accumulating all these things. But the time you would really appreciate investing in these properties is by the time you retire. You won't have to be disturbing anybody. You already have that covered. So investing in real estate, is a perfect retirement plan. And so if you have not started investing in real estate, this is the time to start now. You can have different, real estate portfolio. You can have the one that's, this one, this is my retirement plan. Okay, so let's go further. Real estate is a tangible asset. It's a tangible asset. That means you can see it, you can feel it. You want to buy a house. Okay, where's the house? Even if you're not in town. Okay, let's do a video call, or I send a family member to come and check the house. Okay, there's a document. Unlike shares, all you have is the shares or bond. You just have the certificate. It's paper. So for instance, if the shares drops, just like what happened when the issue with Facebook, you saw that their share dropped. Okay, all you have is paper. Real estate is tangible. It can be seen. It can be felt. So for any reason, if anything happens, at the worst, you sell it. And there's no way you sell your property, especially if you have done your research and considered the location and other factors that you need to consider before buying a property. If you have done all that, you would, even if you are so much in a hurry to sell that property, you would still make some capital gains. It is tangible. It is something you can see. It cannot just disappear into thin air. The land cannot fly away. It is there. Okay, so real estate is tangible. So investing in real estate now makes a lot of sense because it is tangible. It cannot crash. It's always on the rise. It's always appreciating. Like I mentioned, the location has to be right, because if you don't get the location right, there are some properties that some people bought, the price had not, it has not changed. There are some areas, because there are certain things that brings about appreciation. And so if you don't have those things present there, if you don't have those things coming up there, that land will not appreciate. Okay, so let's go further. You have many options, in real estate. There are so many options. Real estate, unlike some other, businesses, real estate, you can decide to do land banking. You can decide to buy a property, a built-up property. You put a tenant there, or you use it for short let. After a while, you sell it. That's another aspect. You can decide to go into commercial real estate, offices, office spaces and all that. You buy office spaces or complex and you put it out for rent, and after you've made some money, you decide to sell it, like people in Ikota shopping complex before VGC. You can decide to do that. You can decide to buy off-plan property. Okay, at the early stage when the project starts, you key in, and by the time the project is ready, it's usually more expensive than the off-plan price. So you can decide to key in when the project starts and sell when the project is ready. So real estate has a lot of options, and so you can choose to do land banking. You can choose to to buy land in an urban area for short-term return on your investment. So there are so many options when it comes to investing in real estate, and that makes it a viable investment. Okay, and so time and season. Time and seasons. This is very, very important. Okay, one of Ibukun Awoshika's lecture, she talked about don't eat your sand. Okay, don't eat your sand. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, don't eat the sand that you will use to mold the block. Okay, I'm still going to post that video again. It was a very inspiring video that one of the events that she spoke. She was talking to women. Don't eat your sand. Don't eat everything. The sand that you will use to mold the block. What does that mean? It means that you begin to put that money little by little, because real estate is capital intensive, and so you might not be able to, come up with the bulk cash. But with discipline, you can begin to, put the money little by little, and you'll be able to, for instance, if you're looking at skiing into an off-plan property, you might not be able to raise that 30% at once, but you can say, okay, from now till the end of, just give yourself like 3 months, I want to be able to raise this initial deposit. That's your sand, okay? You are putting the sand together, and by the time the sand, is ripe, you'll be able to mold the block. And it is when you mold the block, when you use sand to build the house, you see that when rain comes, it will flush it out. But when there is a solid block, when rain comes, the block stands. Okay, and so time and season, there is a time of plenty. There is a time of scarcity. And everybody experienced that. And that's why you see that even some wealthy people, like you see some footballers who were doing very well, They were in money. That was their season of plenty. And before you know it, they say they are bankrupt. They are owing. Why? Because during their season of plenty, they did not invest. So we must be very cautious of time and season. A lot of us might say, I don't even earn enough to be able to invest in real estate. The fact that you're getting income, it means that it is your season of plenty, because there is always a time of scarcity. Remember the story of Pharaoh and Joseph, how it came up. You know how Joseph, became elevated eventually. It was a dream that Pharaoh had that he interpreted. So there's going to be 7 years of plenty and there's going to be 7 years of famine. And so what did they do during the 7 years of plenty? They were storing, they were saving. And so when the time of famine came, they didn't feel it. Everybody started coming to them. So if you're getting income now, something is coming in every month, I tell you, you are in your season of plenty. What happened with a lot of people, people who don't even have a house of their own, they don't even have any investment, they are just there. We see them everywhere. At the time of their youth, at the time of their plenty, they felt that they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough to buy land. They didn't have enough to invest in houses. But the truth is, with discipline, you can do it. With proper discipline, you can invest in real estate, because there is always a season of plenty and there is a season of scarcity, especially during retirement period. I was speaking to one of my clients yesterday. She joined me on Facebook. She was telling me that when they're in Europe, they said these things that they are doing, they are planning for their evening time. They are not in Nigeria. He said they are planning for their evening time. They are investing in properties so that by the time they return home, they can have somewhere to stay. They can have an investment to fall back on. That was our exact words. And so, if you do not invest in real estate now, that is the most sure investment. Like I said, it is tangible. Business can collapse. You see that some people's business just crumble. A policy can just come out and affect a certain business. Especially in this time of IT and metaverse. Like my husband was telling me yesterday that some people have started buying property in the air or something. I don't know. I wouldn't process it anyways. Especially in this IT period, a lot of things are changing. And so property, investing in real estate is the most sure investment that you can invest. And you can be very sure that you will your property will continue to appreciate. You can decide to sell. You get passive income. You get continuous cash flow. And so if you have not invested in real estate, now is the time to invest. You can start small. We have cheaper land. Forgive me, I talk with most of my clients every day. That's my work. I was chatting with one of my clients. He wants to go into massive land banking. And so he was saying, I want to use this property for land banking, okay? And the property is selling for $850,000 at a pre-launch sale. He has bought other properties. But this is a cheaper land. And you have an installment plan as well. And so you can start from somewhere. Don't say, I don't even have all this money that people are calling. It's always expensive. Like I said, they have to be disciplined. You have to begin to gather the sand to make the block. Okay? Then you can start. Because the truth is, I will start today. I will do it tomorrow. Before you know it, time is going. I know a number of people who just only started investing in real estate now. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate. They just started investing in real estate. They're in their 50s. Why? Because at the time they wanted to start investing, people were discouraging them. Everybody there is fraud though. They are going to eat your money. No, don't buy. Is it Nigeria you want to go to? They will do this. So they are still genuine people. Look out for those people. In fact, one of my clients, she was telling me that, oh my goodness, that it is not good to listen to people. It is not good to listen to people. If she had, taken her decision herself, she knows what she would have acquired by now. Because a friend of hers have a lot of properties, including Banana Island. And she had the money at that time. But because there were so many stories that were coming in, they were discouraging her. Oh no, don't buy yo. Everybody there is fraud. Everybody there is fraud. By the time she came back to Nigeria, she saw all her friends. They had properties left, right, and center. Now she's buying everything. She tell me, Mercy, I finished paying this one. Which one next should I buy? Because I have to buy properties. I'm going to use my daughter as when we have to go for shopping spree. She's doing property spree now. Thank God she still have the means, so she's doing an installment. You can imagine. So a lot of people have lost opportunities because of indecision. Some people don't take their decisions on time. They're in between. Should I buy? Should I not buy? In real estate is a sure investment. If you put your money there, it is tangible. You can decide to sell it if you are, I don't want to go on with this property again. Let me just put it up in the market. You can sell it. It's a perfect retirement plan. If you have not started planning for your retirement, so you might say, I'm still young. There are a lot of young people who have properties. In fact, one of the persons I was talking to yesterday, he has about 6 properties already. He's very young. And so you are not too old. If the earlier you start, the better. In fact, when Okoya turned 80, he was being interviewed by channels, and he said one thing he will advise the youth is to start investing in real estate now. He started investing in real estate very early. So instead of going to the club and painting the town red, look for a real estate project, either land, either off-plan houses, especially now that you can pay in installments. Even land you can pay in installment, and begin to put your money there. At the end of the day, you will be glad you did. There's somebody that has a property and say, no, why did I even? Because like I said, you have to do your research. You have to do your due diligence before you buy any property. And so if you buy the right property, you'll just be smiling. It's all smiles when you have property. There's this feeling that comes with having a property. There's this feeling, there's this satisfaction that comes with it. So if you have not started investing in real estate, now is the time. We have a lot of options. You can start from land. You can start, even we have co-living space for 12.5 million naira. You can even enjoy 5% discount if you buy now. And the initial deposit is just 5 million if you have up to that. There are so many things that you can invest in. Because at the end of the day, we are almost rounding up the year 2021. If you look at your expenses from January till now, you see how much that you have spent. In fact, tell your account officer to send you your bank statement. You see how much I've entered into your account, and you cannot even place where you have put it. Please, it's time for us to start investing in real estate. Now is the time. Do not procrastinate. You can start by sending us a DM, give us a call. Integrity is our mantra at GM Harvey Realty Limited. We tell you how it is. In fact, last week, yes, one of my clients, he came from the UK. He just went back, and he said Okay, I think I'm going to share the review he sent. He said, Mercy, you are the best. In fact, he brought another person. They both bought another property for me last week. Because when he bought the first property, he was not in Nigeria. All we did was a video call, virtual inspection. That was what we did. And when he came and he saw everything, everything was just like what we told him. He was really impressed. So integrity is our mantra. We can be trusted. We do not say, oh, because of what the money we want to make, we'll just give you anything. In fact, anything we cannot buy, we don't sell. In fact, most of the properties that we put out there, in terms of off-plan land properties, we have bought. Most times I show my clients a document. If I cannot buy this thing, I will not give it to you. And so, Harvey Realty Limited, we can be trusted. So you can start, if you have started before, it is never too much. Because there are times where you would want to sponsor a project, you want to go into a project, you can fall back to your real estate property and just put it out there and sell it, and you are good to go. We have seen that over and over again. Okay, so I believe that we've been, enlightened why we should invest in real estate now. There are so many benefits, apart from the fact that it's a means of wealth creation. We have seen a lot of people become wealthy through real estate. We have seen people survive through real estate. People live on real estate, like their retirement plan. People pay their children fees, with real estate. Real estate can be trusted. It can be trusted, especially, in times like this, okay, where the world is unstable. Somebody can just lose their job. Things can just happen. And where do you fall back on? Real estate has proven over the years to be a sure investment. You can put your money in real estate and go to sleep. Okay, so I want to thank you all for joining me in this live video. I hope that we've been enlightened. I'm going to post this video on my Instagram page. Please kindly share to as many people as possible. I'm also going to post it on my YouTube channel, our YouTubers. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions. If you don't want to drop your questions on the post, you can send us a private message. Our numbers will be on this post. It is very important to invest in real estate now. Now is the time. No procrastination. Don't leave it for tomorrow. If you leave it for tomorrow, tomorrow will come. At the end of the day, you might not be able, because things keep going up. And at the end of the day, you might not be able to invest in real estate. And so it happened to a lot of people. I think sometime one of my clients, and she's in the diaspora, she sent one of her brothers out of from outside the state. They came to inspect the property before they paid. The person that came with him said he used to live somewhere around, I think, Bagada. At that time, he was younger. He said land were very cheap at that time. But the parents didn't buy, he too didn't buy. And so they relocated back to the village. These opportunities, they keep coming, and a lot of people are procrastinating, a lot of people are indecisive, a lot of people are saying, oh, everybody is a scammer. And before you know it, in fact, something very interesting, a client of mine was telling me, okay, the client I had meeting that came in from the US last week, he was telling me that he's brandishing his properties in his friend's face that didn't buy because the property has appreciated. He said he had to do that so that they will know that this thing is not fake. It's not everybody that is fake. There are still some genuine people. Okay? So enough with the procrastination. Enough with the not making decisions on time. Take action now and invest in real estate. Nobody invests in real estate, especially if you get the location right and regret it. You would never regret it, especially now that you're still, you're in your season of plenty. This is the time to invest in real estate. You can start with a small property. You can start with a small land. You begin to grow your portfolio, and before you know it, you become an authority in real estate. I have some clients, they are an authority in real estate. They've been investing in real estate since the 80s. Okay, you can imagine they already understand the whole system. Okay, and so it's time for you to start investing in real estate. Give us a call. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I know this is Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, GM Harvey Realty Limited, and my personal YouTube channel, Mercy Gimo. Thank you all once again for joining me in this live section. Please keep staying safe and have a good evening, have a good morning, have a good afternoon. Cheers and bye-bye.